Now over in France, we're learning more about the man who used a 20-pound truck to plow down hundreds in Nice on Thursday evening. French officials now saying Mohamed Boulel somehow became radicalized very quickly and wasn't on any anti-terrorist intelligence radar. Investigators now think he may have ties with the commander of a French jihadi battalion in Syria. They are counting down the days until the first football game in Oswego, a season they didn't think they'd have just a few months ago, Dan. What began as a small brush fire in California has now turned into a state of emergency. Low attendance across Syracuse public pools had lifeguards wondering if families thought they were closed. A frightening ordeal in Rockland County, all captured on video, now being called a Hanukkah miracle, all after a little girl struck by a school bus survives. Now, we do want to warn you at home that some viewers may find this video disturbing. Ramapo police say a surveillance camera captured this shocking video of a 5-year-old girl in Muncie yesterday as she was hit by her school bus and dragged several feet. Police say the driver was closing the bus's safety bar. City police are still trying to figure out what led to the incident and how it happened, and more importantly, why. Officers were dispatched to McCarthy Manor yesterday around noon for a status check and found 60-year-old Sarah Brantley dead. And after collecting evidence, they quickly learned who the suspect was and were able to locate her son, 22-year-old Jamar Brown, just a few blocks away on East Genesee near Walnut Avenue. Again, police say they're still trying to figure out what may have motivated Brown to take the life of his own mother and whether he had a violent or criminal past. Now, if you know anything, the number to call is 442-5222. And Brown faces charges of second-degree murder and criminal weapons possession.
One of Central New York's most traveled roadways is going to get some changes for better safety.
That's right. The Department of Transportation presented two options for a new Onondaga Lake Parkway at a public meeting last night. The first, to keep all 4 lanes but install a median barrier. The other, to reduce the road to 2 total lanes, 1 for each direction. But this morning, News Channel 9's Andrew Donovan shows us one man who has strong opinions about the change, and for good reason. Now, construction won't happen there until 2018, so there's still plenty of time for more meetings and for the public to share comments with the Department of Transportation.
Maybe you want to bring yourself a big cold Slurpee to the next Jazz Fest.
You can bring it to the Jazz Fest.
And do you know why you can, Beth? Because today, 7-Eleven is making the most out of the last days of summer. They're hosting a 2-day Bring Your Own Cup Day, and it can be a big one, too.
Yeah, well, only as big as the door, right? Tomorrow and Saturday, customers can bring their own cups from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. to any participating store across the country and fill it up with a Slurpee for, get this, Dan, just $1.50. The only rule, like I mentioned before, is the cup has to fit through the door, which I don't know who has cups bigger than a door, but there must be somewhere if they have that rule in there.
You check out.
In total, 80 veterans went on today's honor flight. And if you know a hero who you think should be on the next flight, you can head to our website, localsyr.com. We'll link you to the information there.
Just in the SPCA saga, former Onondaga County Executive Nick Pirro has now been appointed to serve as interim director of the Central New York SPCA.
This comes after former director Paul Morgan and another unnamed employee have been fired amid an embezzlement investigation. The decision to appoint Pirro was announced last night. A press conference will be held today at 10:30 at the shelter to discuss the status of the agency. 3 violent crimes, including the robbery of an 88-year-old woman on the Ithaca Commons in recent weeks, have city police now stepping up their patrols.
News Channel 9's far right now, conservative author Ann Coulter is vowing to speak as scheduled next week at UC Berkeley, despite campus officials there calling off the event over security concerns.
Coulter was invited by the college Republicans to give a speech on immigration, but school leaders say they could not find a safe and suitable location. Coulter says the speech, though, will go on, and no school accepting public funds can ban free speech.
I'm Rick Reagan.
You know, Dan, I really need to listen to that
That's
one.
good
I just
advice.
used a credit card to buy a pack of ho-hos from the
You
vending
did not.
machine.
Well,
I
they
did.
make it easy, don't they? Swipe that card.
I don't often have cash.